A thief breaks into the Salvation Army Church in Frankfort, and this isn't the first time just this month that they've been hit.
A Southern Kentucky police chief indicted on allegations that supposedly occurred more than 7 years ago, and today his attorney says they're still not clear on what exactly he's accused of.
And Kentucky State Police only want one thing this year for Christmas: for you to wear your seatbelt.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. You see them this time of year. Volunteers for the Salvation Army are as familiar to the holiday season as Christmas trees are.
But even the most generous can find themselves the victims of a theft. Tonight, police in Franklin County are looking for the person responsible for breaking into a Salvation Army overnight. Sean Moody has the details on the crime in our top story at 5:30.
Workers just finished putting new glass in the door this afternoon. The old one was smashed. Salvation Army leaders say they think the thief was after money from the red kettles, and this isn't the first time they've been hit just this month.
Yeah, we just found the door busted and the glasses were all over.
Salvation Army Lieutenant Harold Githouse says it looks like someone was after the money from their red kettles. Around midnight, someone smashed into the room where they keep the safe.
You can see the broken door glasses.
The thief couldn't get to the money, but Githouse said whoever this wasn't finished.
They also came by to a bookkeeper's office. This is where they actually were able to get our petty cash money and a few gift cards that we normally give out to the people.
The Frankfort Salvation Army's had some bad luck this month. This is the third time someone's stolen from them.
The 1st of December, we had somebody come on to one of our bell ringers and switch their kettles. Actually, they stole the kettle from a bell ringer.
He said that person was impersonating a Salvation Army worker at Walmart. A similar incident happened at the West Side Kroger on the 17th. He said whoever did that seemed to know what they were doing.
Yes, very familiar with the operations and how we just all run the program. Because normally we pick the kettles around that time, so he went ahead and just did that before we got there.
Frankfort police are investigating. Githouse says he just wants the thieves to change their ways.
They may have a change of heart and we might find peace in their hearts to just do the right thing.
Now, there are still a couple of days left that you can donate to those red kettles. Leaders are certainly hoping to make up what they lost. In Frankfort, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Salvation Army workers say the thief cut themselves at some point and actually left some blood behind. They're hoping that will be helpful to investigators.
He's accused of crimes dating back 7 years, but tonight a Southern Kentucky police chief says he's still not sure what the allegations are all about. Robbie Gossett faces charges of theft and abuse of the public trust. He's been the Science Hill police chief for decades. Today, Gossett went before a judge asking for the case to be dismissed. Phil Pendleton was in the courtroom to see how it all played out.
Robbie Gossett was expected to have some kind of a plea entered for him this morning by his attorney, either guilty or not guilty, but instead his attorney asked for the case to be dismissed.
Motion to dismiss.
Attorney Scott Foster says there's a lot of questions about the indictment against his client, longtime Science Hill Police Chief Robbie Gossett.
A facially defective indictment is one that fails to inform the defendant of the charges against him adequately.
Gossett is charged with theft and abuse of public trust, but just what he's accused of stealing isn't clear.
I don't know. The way the indictment reads, it could be something as simple as failure to return a rototiller to Science Hill. It could be theft of cash.
He is accused of failing to make required disposition of items totaling $10,000 beginning in 2008.
I need to know what it is he's accused of taking. I need to know what it is that they say caused a break in his conduct.
Gossett has been suspended with pay while the case plays out.
Mr. Gossett is absolutely taken aback by all the public support he's gotten from the citizens of Science Hill, from fellow law enforcement officers. Everybody in Science Hill recognizes the importance of Mr. Gossett to that community.
Gossett turned himself in the day this indictment was released, and ever since he has been free on bond. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Foster says he'll enter a not guilty plea when his client is arraigned on January 15th.
A former Southern Kentucky judge has pled guilty to a drug charge. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Whitley County. According to the Times-Tribune, former Whitley County District 34 Judge Jason Price pled guilty to possession of a controlled substance. The Office of the Commonwealth's Attorney recommended 2 years of pretrial diversion for Price. If he follows the rules, the conviction will be expunged from his record and he will avoid any jail time. In Boone County, a woman charged for a deadly crash that killed a grandfather and twin toddlers has turned herself in. A grand jury indicted 22-year-old Jessica Hood last week for manslaughter and assault. Florence police say Hood hit and killed 52-year-old Charles Napier and 13-month-old Samantha and Sean May back in March. 2 other members of their family were injured. Investigators say Hood wasn't paying attention when she crashed. And in Warren County, a state transportation worker has been killed in a work zone crash. That crash happened on US 31 East in Allen County. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says a bumper hitch trailer came loose and hit a truck. That truck hit 2 state workers that were on the Bay Creek Bridge. 34-year-old Titus Morris of Scottsville died. The other worker has non-life-threatening injuries. The last state road work-related death was in Magoffin County in January of 2011.
2015 is already a deadlier year on Kentucky roads than last year, and there's still more than a week to go. Kentucky State Police say that some of those traffic deaths might have been prevented with a simple act of wearing a seatbelt. Jennifer Palumbo joins us from the live desk. And Jennifer, it's been a particularly bad week with this involved.
It has, Sam. We've reported on several deadly crashes just in the past week, from 5 people killed in Clay County to 3 in a Nelson County crash. As of yesterday, 712 people have died in crashes across Kentucky. That's 40 more than all of last year. State police say it's heart-wrenching for troopers to have to tell families their loved ones have been killed in a crash, but it's even harder if the death could have been prevented. That's why they're reminding people to buckle up and wear their seatbelts.
I've personally been on several collisions where fatalities were involved, and it can be traumatizing to see people in the precarious positions that we've seen them in. I mean, deaths of infants all the way up to the elderly, the range is all encompassing. Everybody needs to wear a seatbelt.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the risk of death to people in the front seat drops 45% when seatbelts are used. To keep the road safe this holiday season, state police plans include safety checkpoints and increased patrols in high crash, high traffic locations. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. State police say 672 people died in crashes last year, and that was up from 626 in 2013.
It is the first day of winter. I know you're asking yourself, really, but we are tracking some spring-like storms.
Now, spring's a good word. We could see also some heavy rain, maybe some damaging winds, right, Chris?
Yeah, a quick check into the calendar does indeed show it the first full day of wintertime. Mother Nature did not get the memo. Temperatures out there right now are into the upper 50s to low 60s. We didn't quite get to the record of 64 this afternoon, but boy, we were close. Skycam showing a lot of clouds across most of central and eastern Kentucky. Kind of one of those tropical looking skies that we are dealing with. Defender radar network, nothing on it, though we broaden out the view to show you we have a cold front that is off to our west. It's become stationary. It's going to lift its way back to the north as a warm front, as that low pressure center that is out across parts of the Rockies right now begins to roll our way. What does that mean as we go into the next couple of days? Threat for strong and severe thunderstorms with us late tomorrow and especially tomorrow evening. Also on guard for the possibility of very heavy rains. And yes, we could still be flirting with some record high temperatures over the next several days. But coming up in a few minutes, I'll show you why the more immediate concern will be over the possibility of high winds and heavy rain.
On that note, as we brace for the possibility of severe weather, emergency management officials say that this time of year is the perfect time to restock your weather preparedness kits.
Officials say tools kept in the kits make great stocking stuffers. Some of the items include weather radios, cell phone chargers, first aid kits, compass, and necessities for any of your pets, like a leash.
For the sportsman in the family, a portable NOAA weather radio. They're relatively inexpensive. They fit in the pocket, and they can be life-saving if you're on the water or on the golf course or just in the outdoors.
Other items suggested include flashlights and a portable AM/FM radio. Christmas is the busiest season for the post office, and most people are busy this week finishing up their shopping. But if you forgot to mail something out, post offices nationwide will be open this Christmas Eve. Many stores will close at noon, but customers hoping to ship later on Christmas Eve should contact their local post office. Offices will be closed for Christmas and New Year's Day. Only Priority Mail Express will be delivered on those days.
If you're looking for a free way to enjoy the holidays in Lexington, we have 3 of the top places to enjoy Christmas light displays. Our good question is from Natasha. She says, what are the must-see Christmas displays throughout the city? Well, this is my list from living here the last 28 years, and you probably have your favorites. But for starters, these are can't-miss incredible Christmas displays that you should enjoy. We've done a couple of stories the last couple of years on this home at 2985 Tuscaloosa Lane. The Burweiler family does a great job turning their home outside and in into a holiday show of lights. Another tradition, the Ron and Linda Turner home. That's at 1008 Chinaway Road. 40,000 plus lights. This can be a busy road, so be careful pulling off to the side and watching for traffic on that one. And a really special place, Firehouse number 20. That's just off of Harrodsburg Road at 3001 Arrowhead Drive. The lights are set to music. You put in the radio station number, turn up the music, and enjoy the show. I, in fact, dropped by last night with my wife, and it was a lot of fun to watch and listen to. That's Firehouse Station number 20. To submit a good question, log on to WKYT.com. The Republican presidential race is tighter than ever.
And Kentuckians are having trouble with new testing standards. Bill Bryant tells us all about it in the bottom line.
Good evening. Just 6 weeks before the first votes of the 2016 presidential race in the Iowa caucuses, a new poll out today shows the race is tightening on the Republican side. Billionaire businessman Donald Trump's lead is just 4 points over Texas Senator Ted Cruz in the nationwide Quinnipiac poll. It shows 28% of Republicans favor Trump and 24% say at this point they support Cruz. Senator Marco Rubio is back at 12% with Dr. Ben Carson at 10. Maybe more troubling for the front-runner Trump is that when the poll includes all voters, it shows Democratic candidates Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders would win hypothetical November matchups over Trump. With public retirement pensions the hot topic heading toward the Kentucky legislative session next month, some of the focus will be on transparency. Some want to know more about how pension funds are invested and the fees associated with transactions. And some are pushing legislation to require benefit information to be made public, at least for all lawmakers. Kentuckians trying to get a GED are having a tougher time since the adoption of a new test last year. The number of people getting a high school equivalency diploma dropped from more than 7,000 in the 2013-2014 school year to less than 1,700 in the most recent year. The test was changed to require more analysis and depth of understanding of correct answers. The polls closing in just a few minutes in Grant County, where voters have been deciding today whether to legalize full alcohol sales. And a week from today, voters in Barberville will decide whether to go wet. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
We have a health alert to pass along to you tonight. Kentucky public health officials are urging parents to protect their children against whooping cough.
According to USA Today, cases of whooping cough in northern Kentucky have more than quadrupled in the last year. Most of the cases have been showing up in Boone, Campbell, Grant, and Kenton counties. Early symptoms include runny nose, sneezing, fevers, and a mild cough followed by persistent cough. Officials say vaccinations are the best way to prevent the spread of the disease.